to publicly demo it for the first time, please welcome our good friend and one of the people that has made LACPUG what it is, Misha Tennenbaum.
Thank you guys very much. I want to start by saying that I am not in any way affiliated with SpeedScriber or Digital Heaven. I am a customer of theirs, and I'm a fan of theirs. And I was asked to fill in for Steve Cantor, who's a presenter here just recently, and I honestly jumped at the chance to do it because I'm actually really proud of what I'm about to show you today. I really like this app. And it should also be noted that it's still in beta. It's not quite a public beta, but it's a pretty easy beta to join, and I will show you how to do that in just a minute. So first, by show of hands, how many people in here on a fairly regular basis work with transcripts at all? Okay, and then how many have, keep them up, how many have ever used a transcript in your life? And then keep them up. How many think their life would be easier if they had transcripts on everything that they just brought in just automatically? They didn't have to do anything, right? So now that's everybody, right? So I think my relationship with transcripts, at least initially, was they're a pain in the ass, which is why I didn't usually ever use them. And when I did use them, it was because work created them and gave them to me. So you guys probably all experienced something similar to that. Not very many editors, even documentary editors who deal with transcripts all the time, sit down and spend a couple of hours transcribing their apps. I'm so used to saying transcoding. So a little bit of background about SpeedScriber. It's made by the company Digital Heaven. Digital Heaven is founded by Martin Baker, who lives in the UK, and he's in London now, which is why he can't present this. So Martin started out by owning a post house where he had maybe a dozen employees, and they were editing shows for the BBC. But in 2003, he started developing software for Final Cut Pro 7. And he made a lot of, I mean, I have heard the name Digital Heaven forever, and there's all these little plugins that you think back to, like from Final Cut, like Big Timecode Viewer. He had this thing that was just, it had a timecode window that you could make bigger. Right, because you couldn't do that with Final Cut Pro. And actually, it's kind of funny. He made a thing for Final Cut 4 that allowed you to do multicam, and then 3 months later, Final Cut 5 came out, and on the cover of the box was multicam. So Martin goes a way back as a programmer, and SpeedScriber he started building in 2015. It is, in my opinion, his most ambitious project, and probably the one that will garner the most success. Because unlike Big Timecode Window, I think transcriptions are going to be an integral part of editing everything in all NLEs in the fairly near future. So why SpeedScriber? First, let's just kind of describe the problem. Transcription is normally done manually. And I actually just like a few minutes, which is why everyone hates it. So a few minutes before this presentation, I went and just Googled, what's a transcribing application. So this is a competitor to Martin. It says select source media, so I'm just going to pick a file. And let's see, I got something on my desktop. Just to make it fair, I'll use the same clips we're going to use, for Martin's. Okay, so leave the frame rate as it is. Okay, so here's my interview clip, and this is how transcription is done. Although some software gives you a foot pedal to make it more fun.
As the Arctic begins to melt, you have to understand that Galveston is an island.
Okay, this sucks, right?
When I left Galveston,
it sucks. You have to manually, and thank goodness, this guy's talking about 2 words an hour. If he was talking any faster than that, it would take me hours to do this. And I think that that's reflected in the price of transcription services. So first of all, even if it was fast, it's certainly tedious. But it's really expensive. So to give you guys an idea of what this costs, transcription manually costs $1 a minute of transcribed video with a 5-day turnaround. And if you want a 24-hour turnaround, it's $3 a minute. And again, that's any manual house. Now, this will all change, you know, in the future, and it's because of apps like SpeedScriber. So SpeedScriber actually uses, you know, a learning machine. It uses a service, a cloud-based service that transcribes everything automatically. And you've probably seen some of this creeping into your everyday life. Like, for example, those of you guys who have iPhones, you know that when you look at your voicemails now, all of a sudden transcripts are showing up. Or for those of you guys who use Google Voice for your phone calls, transcripts show up. Right? So voice to text transcription is a thing that's happening everywhere. And it's getting much better because every single time you upload a soundbite to the cloud, the computer actually learns. It gets better at evaluating the text. And so right now we're at a level where about the learning machine will make about the same number of mistakes as a person. But in the future, it'll be better than a person. So right now, you can expect accuracy about equal to what a person would do if they kind of took their time. But it does it much faster. So in SpeedScriber, you can do a 60-minute interview in 10 minutes. Done, right, with 95% accuracy. Now, it's not actually done. It's going to have problems with it that you're going to have to adjust. But it's going to be pretty good. And the reason that EditStock uses it was actually because of a LACPUG meeting, after which I met with Philip Hodgetts we were having a slice of pizza, and I told him my problem, that a lot of my customers were asking me for transcripts, but that if I put transcripts in all the movies that I sell on EditStock, it's going to greatly increase the cost of goods. So if I have a documentary that I'm selling you guys for 20 bucks, and it costs me $10,000 to have it transcribed, I got to sell a lot of copies. But if I can do it for 30 bucks, it's worth doing. So I looked into to SpeedScriber, and I've been using it since October, and now we're just including transcriptions in everything we sell, or we will be soon, as soon as I get around to doing it. And the best part is we do it all in-house. I don't have to send this anywhere. I can do it myself, or I can hire someone to do it for 10 bucks an hour. So what is SpeedScriber specifically? It is a very cool icon. No, it's a combination of a desktop app and a cloud-based account. I'm going to show it to you guys in a second. We're almost done with the slides, I promise. Another thing that's important to know about it is that it is designed for professional editors. That's its focus. So all the features in it point to professional editors, like, for example, it supports MXF QuickTimes, which I'm sure that free nonsense that I was showing you guys earlier doesn't do, right? And it supports timecode, and it integrates with all the A's. So if you guys need it, have an A, it integrates. And you pay for it, take that as you may. You pay for it based on the amount you use it. So you're paying by minute transcribed. You're not paying a monthly fee. You're not paying a download fee for the app. The app itself is free. If you guys want SpeedScriber, go to speedscriber.com and sign up here. They're very close to ending the beta and going public. So, okay, it's time to prove it. That's what my last slide always says, prove it. Nobody wants to see slides. Okay, so this is SpeedScriber. Very cool icon, as described. Icon was just updated yesterday, so even I'm jazzed about it.
Did you design it?
What's that now?
Did you design the icon?
I did not. I wish I did. I wish I had icons that cool. So you'll notice up here in the upper right corner, I have, it says Misha Tennenbaum, so I'm logged into my account, and I have 6 hours of transcription time left. Pretty much the only time you're going to actively go to your cloud page is when you want to buy more minutes. So this is my account, and if I wanted to buy minutes, I could. And you can see, obviously, 120 minutes, 2 hours, 50 cents a minute, and the more minutes you buy, the cheaper it gets. So that's 100 hours. which really, honestly, you can do you'll go through that. Like, you totally will go through that. Okay, so now to actually transcribe something, I'm going to hit the plus icon over here to add a clip to my... Yeah, no, I know. You guys all, you with me? We cool?
Quick question on price.
Go ahead.
Is that media length or the time that it takes to process it?
No, media length. Okay, so I'm going to import some clips, and I'm going to import a short one and a long one. It'll be a little less impressive with the short one, so I'll also import a long one just in case you want to see that. Okay, and you can pick to translate into any language you want as long as it's English. For now? For now? Yes, there are some. What'd you say? Yeah, Christ. So, okay, so right now I'm saying that there's, I know that there's an interviewer also, but just for the sake of making this, or you know what, I'll give you 2 speakers and you can see the flaws with it. All right, I'll do the long one too. Hopefully it actually transcodes the short one first. Or you know what, I'll force it to do the short one first. Okay, so just hit transcribe. Yeah, I want to do that. And notice it says converting and uploading. So and it did it very quickly. What it actually did was export a very small audio file, an AAC like 90 kilobyte audio file that it uploaded to the server. Server then now is processing the file, like actually making the transcription. And then once this is fully processed, I'll be able to select it. So that happens faster than real time. Let's do the long one too. But we're going to have to let that bake because this is an hour and 40-minute long. This is actually going to England.
What's the back end, Misha? Is it Watson or what's the...
I don't know, and I don't think Martin would tell me.
He doesn't use Watson. It's proprietary.
Okay, let's see. So I'm going to transcribe this 1 hour and 38-minute long thing. So someone mark the time, 7:47. Let's see how it does. Okay, while that's going on, I'm going to bring up the transcription that it made. And you'll notice we've got speaker 1, speaker 2. We've got our video over here. And you can actually see a waveform down here. You'll notice that, right, so, okay, we talked about that you need the internet for this to work, or else you cannot upload. And so I'm just going to hit play.
As the Arctic begins to melt, you have to understand that Galveston is an island. When I left
All right, this is
Galveston
so
in
slow that I'm gonna-
1967, our
But wait, there's
our
more.
beaches
Let's play it back at 1.5 times the speed.
was almost a block away from the water.
Whoa.
Our beaches now are less than a block from the water.
Okay, now I had speaker 1 and I have another speaker 1. Well, I don't need this, but I do like it so much. I have speaker 1 and speaker 2 here, but obviously this is both speaker 1, so I'm going to go speaker 1. And the speaker thing, it's bad at. I'm just going to be honest with you, it's just bad at it, okay? It's very good at the text part. It's just not, the speaker thing is really, really tough. It's significantly better at it if the other person, the interviewer is also wearing a mic. So we'll get into that here in a minute. So you'll notice, here instead of a period, I might want a comma. And to adjust this word, I'm literally just going to type the comma key. And notice it also, I'll just do that again. It also changed the capital A to a lowercase. So if I want to get rid of a punctuation mark, and there are keyboard shortcuts down here too, but I can option delete or command delete if you want to get rid of a word. So I'm going to option delete this. And okay, transcription's done. Let's just pretend. It will take you, I do recommend a human watch back over this and check that it's right because Some projects it will really struggle with, and some it will do really well with. Okay, so what are my export options? Under File, Export, I can go to Avid, kind of. I can go to Final Cut Pro through an XML. You can create an Avid script, which I'll show you here in a little bit. We can make PDFs, and we can make plain text. I'm going to make a PDF first, and this is actually what I include. This is what I sell on EditStock, or I don't sell this individually, but I create a PDF, and this is actually what I give the customers. So you can see there's a time code stamp next to the lines. This is really good, guys. This is like totally usable, really good. And if you want plain text, you can export plain text. The advantage being, of course, that plain text you can copy and paste a little easier. So why would we, and this is what the plain text version looks like. The time codes are always listed by when a speaker starts. It's a little bit different than in the PDF version. So the question is, of course, like, what do you do with these afterwards, right? Well, what you do, how many of you guys in here have ever heard of a paper cut? And not the kind you get on your finger? Paper cut is when your producer takes all the transcripts and actually organizes the story for you. So like, for example, this is a paper cut that I made out of his interview. Okay, Galveston is an island. Hundreds of years, 100 years from now, Galveston Island might not be here. They say it's erosion. So that's a paper cut. Okay, and a producer might make that for you. So you, as the editor, would normally, you'd open up Premiere, you would import your clip, you would click through here, you would look at your producer's paper cut, you would look to find the time code that matched, mark your in points and out points, and work that way. But we actually have a more fun way of working in Premiere, which is to use the SpeedScriber panel. Whoa, ready? Whoa. Okay, Windows menu, extensions, SpeedScriber. Whoa. Do it. Okay, you must make the panel bigger. Okay, now, remember, this is all beta, so it's some of this a little weird. Like, you can't click the item. It's going to feel like you want to click the item, but you can't. You actually click the word import here, and then kind of another odd thing happens, which is in the background, SpeedScriber has copied a string of numbers to your clipboard. You didn't see it happen, but it happened. I'm then going to open up the metadata panel. So I already have it open, but if you wanted to find it, it would be Window, Metadata. And I get this crazy panel, which I have placed down here. But of course, you could place it anywhere. And what you're looking for at the very bottom is an option called SpeedScriber, which you don't have by default. So you have to click on the icon, or you know what that's called. I wanted to call it the hamburger menu. Type in SpeedScriber, or Speed rather, and I have a new option here, SpeedScriber ID. Hit OK. And now at the bottom I have a choice, SpeedScriber ID. And paste in my, let's bring the panel back up. Okay, so I've pasted in the ID that was automatically copied to the clipboard, and then just hit return. So I'm going to have to speed up. Okay, so, and click import. And when I did, like magic, ready for this? Speech analysis. There is my transcript. How cool is that? And all you can literally, I can hit play.
Was almost a block away from the water.
Oh, hold it. Yes, very cool. There's more. I'm just going to grab Galveston as an island, and let's find it. So here, and I'll go into the metadata of the search field. Yeah, let's see. Okay, Galveston is an island. I found the one I wanted. I mark an I for in point,
Galveston is an island.
mark an O for an out point, cut it right into the timeline. There it is. Thank you, thank you. So you can make your,
Galveston is an island.
so yeah, now you may have to trim it a little bit, but you can get through your paper cut way, way, way faster. And then just one more, then I'll move on to FCPX because I know I'm going to run out of time. 5 minutes, okay. I'm just going to change, his name isn't speaker 1, his name is Leon. So I'm going to change his name to Leon. And then back in Premiere, in my panel, have to make it bigger. Notice that the word update is lit up. I just click update, and that's it. It's already, I actually could have, notice it now says Leon. Yeah, pretty cool. And because this is happening online through the cloud, you don't have to be in the same room. It could be your assistant. It could be someone in China doing it. I mean, really, it could be someone in deep Los Angeles doing it. Could be Chinatown, Los Angeles. Could be anyone doing it. So this is really cool. I'm just going to really quickly show you guys that this also integrates with Final Cut. So why would you want to integrate it with Final Cut 10? Because Final Cut does a good job of syncing clips. And I'm just going to, let's see. Oh, I already have a clip in here. OK, I'll just use this one to save time. So I have, this is a scripted clip. And there's no audio in this clip because they shoot, dual camera. So I'll just select the audio that goes with it, and you notice that we got a boom, we've got lavs, we've got an ISO, different people. And I'm just going to right-click and say Sync Clips. Make sure that I've turned off Use Audio Synchronization. Call it 12 Take 5 Sync. And here's my synced clip. And I'm going to add a keyword to this. And it has to be exactly this because it's, we're still early. SS pending. Okay, and then this is kind of crazy, but you grab your library, you drag it over to the SpeedScriber icon. I said you grab your library and drag it over to the SpeedScriber icon. Notice it exported an XML. The XML looks for, SpeedScriber looks for any clip that has that tag attached to it, that keyword. And then this is why you would want to do this, because now in SpeedScriber I can actually see all my different microphones already synced, and I can pick like, oh, I don't want the boom. Why would I want the boom? Right? And I can transcribe this clip. So now it's synced. I don't have to make some sort of proxy file. And I want to replace in Final Cut Pro the clip. So now notice, before I had the keyword was pending, and now it's processing. So processing matches what's going on in SpeedScriber. SpeedScriber is processing right now. That the processing has happened, I'm going to grab the SpeedScriber library one more time and drag it over the app icon. You've got to change in SpeedScriber the status from transcribed to verified, or else this won't work. And then I hit export out of SpeedScriber, replace the clip in Final Cut Pro, and notice that all the spots where I have a speaker, I've got a keyword placed there, and you could be more specific, but really that isn't so relevant. What's really relevant to me is the Notes tab, because the Notes tab actually has the words that are being said. Yeah, and I'm going to drag that all the way to the left to make this a little easier. So right now, by default, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, huh? Mm-hmm. Now, right now, it's doing by sentence, but in SpeedScriber, you can actually go up to the preferences, and you can have the FCP export done, not by sentences, but by speaker range, or or have it just guess what it thinks is enough, which is 32 words or so. And when you actually cut this clip down to your timeline, this will be the last thing, Michael. Let's get rid of my ins and outs. You can actually see that if you turn on your timeline index under the tags, you can actually see all the words that are tagged in it. So if I click one of them, not only can I hear the word.
Sorry, Ethel, you need to be right next to her.
Action. That actually should have been action, not actually.
Okay, let's go.
Right? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is SpeedScriber.